What's going on, everyone? Look at this. We got a new face on the KNWA anchor desk. If you aren't aware, Chad Mira had his last shows last night.
Great guy.
And he is moving on to St. Louis. So he's got a job where he's going to be an investigative reporter, and he's going to be working bank hours and TV, which I didn't think was possible. But hey, you know what? This is so awesome. This is the beginning of a new era. It's a new dynasty here at KNWA.
Like
so,
all right.
So we're going to learn a little bit more about Doug. You guys can ask questions if you want. I know this is like in the middle of the day, so maybe a lot of you aren't watching. Maybe you'll watch the replay. Pam says, welcome, Doug. So
thank you, Pam.
We've got some people on here. So
I had somebody watching on KX from Mina.
Oh, really?
They were on top of the mountain with the 22, the mountain is like 2,200 feet high. So
nice.
They were able to tune in last night a little bit.
Oh, very cool. Mina. That's way down there.
Way down there. Oh.
Hey, yeah. We've got some Weatherbug network cameras just north of there. So how about this? From my hometown station, KSLA. You know Grant?
Yes, yeah. Grant watched all the time. I'm sure.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Hey, Grant.
Very cool. All right. LA Clover says welcome. So first of all, let's show that we are getting some experience into the newsroom. You can see we got Peyton and Zach behind us too. We'll bounce off some questions. So.
And I'm in, just so you know, I'm in weather heaven because I'm a little bit of a weather nerd. We'll get into that in a second. But so this is like my second home.
That's
I'll be
so
bugging
awesome.
y'all more than you know.
Is that cool? Yeah. An anchor loves weather. I mean, that is
Feel
awesome.
free to hop in on the live stream.
Yeah, exactly. Jump on in there.
Get in my truck. We'll go chase a tornado or two.
Let's do it. All right, sounds good. First of all, let's give you some of the background, the experience that you have. You have a tremendous amount of experience. So let's get into it, and you can kind of talk about it.
Yeah. Well, it picks up in the 2000s, even though it began in 1989. But we don't want to go back into the 80s and the 90s. Way too far. Waco. I had a beat. I was the Crawford, Texas, like the Western White House reporter guy. And George Bush was the president. Awesome time there. Awesome people in that area. So it's a lot of fun. And then of course after that, I was in Oklahoma City for a few years. That's where I was
my station,
at your old station,
KWTV,
and that's where I learned the art of storm chasing, how it's done safely, and why it's done, why it's so important to really have a set of eyes on a storm when it's pushing through the area.
Let's get Val on the Gettner.
Get Val on the Gettner.
As Gary England.
Have you ever seen the original Twister? His former chief meteorologist and the guy that I would work for too, Gary England. He was actually had little cameos. In the original Twister movie.
I noticed that KFOR had a lot of Twister in Twisters. It was like almost
the new one yet.
It was almost all KFOR meteorologists, which is I know like that was really kind of cool. So, hey, Bonnie says we miss Doug and the Arklatex. We're happy for Northwest Arkansas.
Well, you can still watch us on Facebook and all this kind of cool stuff.
And we cover storms. Sometimes storms are coming from the Arklatex, so we cover them on Facebook Live. So let's go back to this experience here. Look at even some radio experience.
Well, I did morning radio, and here I did a news talk. I'm not one of those in your face kind of guys, so I did the best I could.
Yeah,
but I was more of a hey, what's going on kind of guy, not one of these kind of guys.
Yeah.
But I held my own.
Like Handsome Dan in Wayne's World. Have you ever seen that before? Handsome.
But I can come at you if it's needed. At KVHP, that was in Lake Charles, where I also went to college, McNeese State University grad.
Nice.
Go Pokes.
That's awesome. And there it is, KWTV. Now, I was going to say 2003, I chased a double tornado day. There was May 8th, 2003, and then May 9th, 2003. Back-to-back events. Back-to-back days with tornadoes and strong tornadoes in the Oklahoma City metro. One was an F4, hit the GM plant. But I looked at your experience, and you started after that event happened.
After that. But
it was just a little after.
A lot of rural stuff, but there was one time we chased in the metro, and it's never good when the Val on the Gettner. Val's like the guy that reaches out the window and touches the tornado.
Yeah.
It's never good when you're like in the same block as Val. And one time we looked over, saw Val, and we have to get out of here.
Yeah,
because we knew we were a little too close.
We're not in a good position. That's for sure. All right, more experience here. Communication. This is interesting. So after KSLA News, which you had from 2009 to 2023, look at that time.
Then became. Well, really, at one point, I was the solo anchor of the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 10, and I'm still flipping stories.
Wow.
So it was a long haul there.
That is wild. Yeah.
I
So
dabbled with PR side.
Mhm.
I love storms and I love trees, and it's hard to love storm and love trees when you work for an electric company.
yeah.
Great people, really is. I know for folks up here that are on SWEPCO, because that unique, uh, you know, network
Yeah.
stretches all the way to Northwest Arkansas to Central Louisiana. But really are amazing people, hardworking, and they're
Oh,
doing all they can
absolutely.
to keep the power on when it's the toughest to do so. So
I was here for the ice storm in 2009, and that was a logistics nightmare for the
Yes.
electric companies.
It's
I mean,
tough.
that was just absolutely devastating. So we've had ice storms before. That was one of the biggest. So, all right, one last experience here. There it is. KNWA
Right here.
evening anchor reporter, July 26, 2024. That is the start of your era here, if you will.
Well,
so yeah.
We hope it's the first of many great days to come.
Yeah.
And we, in fact, it won't just be me here. We're excited. In just a couple of 3 or 4 weeks, I'll have a co-anchor that's going to be joining.
Yeah, that's
So-
something that a lot of people don't know about, because they're like, oh, just no females on the news, and that's not true. Just hold your horses. We're
just around the corner.
we're getting a
Gotta
new
find the right
face
match.
here. Yeah, got to find the right match, and we have, and you'll hear more
Yeah,
about
we're
her
well on the way.
coming up in just a bit. Here's what Jerry says. Doug is an in-your-face guy in a barbecue joint. No,
Jerry's
no,
awesome.
what is the story behind that?
At a mountain, he's got an incredible cabin out in McCurtain County. If you ever make it to like Hochatown,
Oh,
Broken
yeah.
Bow,
Yeah.
Mountain Vista
Oh,
cabin,
man.
it's fantastic. Stayed there a couple of times. It's a beautiful part of the country, because our technically, I guess we have
Little Fleur,
LaFleur County,
yeah.
which is right there above
Just
above
McCurtain, yeah. And just to let you know, another tornado event, November 4th of 2022. That was an insane tornado outbreak for McCurtain
Yeah,
County.
that's the one that went right through
Yep.
Broken Bow.
Ida Bell, Broken Bow, exactly. That
And
was
a lot of
that was
Oklahoma chasers, but like Tulsa chasers went all the way down to McCurtain
That
to
was
cover that.
that was rough, man. That was a wild storm. But anyways, back to Doug, because we want to talk about him.
Sure.
Let's show us some family pictures here. So just you can kind of tell us what we've got here
Incredible
with your family.
supportive
So,
folks. That was just this past May. My son in the purple there, obviously. He didn't
Uh-huh.
normally walk around dressed in a big purple gown.
well, I think that's graduation.
Graduated
right?
high school. We were in Benton, Louisiana. Now I live in Benton County. It's like just Benton's in the blood.
There you go.
He's headed to Louisiana Tech to pursue nursing. It's my wife, of course, Ashley. Our twins. We have twin girls, 14. Double trouble.
That is so cool. 14.
And Gavin, we have a picture coming up of him in the light blue. Just got engaged, and he plays football down at Southern Arkansas.
and wait till you
Magnolia.
see this engagement
Oh,
picture.
nice.
We've got it here. We've got it
Yeah,
for you. It's let's just say you might have seen a lot of this recently if you watched anything on KNWA over
Today.
the last few hours.
Yeah, last
so
few hours.
that's a little hint. We'll go back to some more pictures. I gotta say that is a beautiful family.
Man,
I
couldn't be any more like you.
And I know my wife loves your family too as well. So
we
yeah.
love her.
so there's a look. Fayetteville is my favorite ville, and hey, you're already getting acquainted here with the
Yeah.
area. So, and there you are with your wife and your twin girls, and I know Callie would have a blast with them. That's for sure.
That
Callie,
was-
my
we were
daughter,
just
19. Yeah,
At the beach,
Yeah.
Alabama. I'm still
That's-
feeling. Look at this.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
feeling-
Still
Well, you
feeling
had to
it.
get a little relaxation before we put you to the grind. So, and there you go.
Yep,
football.
there's Gavin on the left. His final year this fall, so there'll be a handful of weekends. I'll be making quick trips to Magnolia or perhaps Arkadelphia, where they play in the GAC, the
Yeah.
Great American Conference. So a lot of those games are in Arkansas and across
I
parts
think
of
my
Oklahoma.
second cousins did like some assistant coaching there, I guess as an internship as they were graduating, but they were both on some part on the staff, I think.
Oh, at SAU?
Yeah.
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 That's
from
cool.
They
there.
had an incredible year last year. We
Yeah.
actually went to a D3 bowl game, so really
That's
awesome.
cool.
That is awesome. All right, some more pictures here. Got to share some more here. Now there's baseball too in the blood.
Yeah, I'm a big baseball guy. I coach my kid imagine you get off the set at 7:00 from the 6:00 newscast. I'd sprint to the Little League field, coach a Little League game, come back, wipe the sweat off, anchor the 10. I can't tell you how many years in a row I did that, but those are the greatest memories ever. And of course, by the time he got to high school, I handed him off. He played high school ball. So this will be my first summer, fall, or even spring that I'm not sitting at a baseball diamond.
Really?
So I'm having
Wow.
some withdrawals here, baseball
Well,
withdrawals.
maybe we can get a KNWA softball team together.
I
and
like
maybe
that.
play-
Or maybe
that'd be
if the
fun,
Nats,
yeah.
if the Northwest Arkansas
Naturals.
Naturals,
Yeah.
if you need like a a play-by-play,
A
color guy on the
play-by-play?
side,
Hey,
available weekends.
I know some of the people that do the
I
call,
would
the call the play-by-play. So that'd be
I
awesome.
know a little bit about the game. Umpired it too. I used to umpire high school baseball.
Hey, he did too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I umpire high school baseball and junior college baseball.
How cool
Junior
is that?
college, the game's a little too fast. I did a year of McNeese fall ball,
Oh yeah.
and the game was
Some
quite
stuff
fast.
like that.
Got a few more pictures.
this.
Where is this?
This
This
was
is
in
gorgeous.
Part of our Europe trip we took this summer. I mean, trip of a lifetime, and that was in Garmisch. And what's unique about that? It might have been that morning, might have been the day before. I'm not sure. But while we were in Garmisch, Germany, I was watching y'all's coverage of the
Really?
tornado outbreak back in May. So literally, I woke up watching storms across Texas and Oklahoma, and
Yeah.
so it was about 6 o'clock there, 11 midnight here, and it was just saw you guys for hours. Just watched the entire coverage coming through Northwest
Stuff
Arkansas.
hit the fan, that's for sure. No doubt
Yes,
about
sir.
that. All right, so we got more pictures. Oh, wow. We got George W.
This is
here. Are
not,
you interviewing him?
Yeah,
W.
see how my hair there is a little bit more dark, wasn't great. But that was when I worked in Waco, and like 4 days after the election, we didn't know who our president was for like weeks, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was the first one in the country.
Is that the hanging Chad?
the hanging Chad year?
Yeah.
And that was at a blinking light in Crawford, Texas. He pulled up, and we were in the right spot, right time. Exclusive interview. So it was
That's
pretty
cool.
me and Matt Damon hang out all the time. drink
Yeah.
beers.
Oh, nice.
How about them apples? Huh?
He did a
That's
movie,
pretty
one of his
awesome.
Bourne movies premiered in Oklahoma City, so we got
Oh.
to interview and hang
Wow.
out.
Speaking of that, have you ever been to Universal Studios Florida and been to the Bourne Experience?
No, I've not.
Oh, it is a stunt show, but it's 4D and it's insane. So if you've ever seen it, you can comment. Also, too, if you have any questions for Doug, we'd love to get some questions answered. Of course, you'll learn more about him over the coming days, and you'll learn and get to see him tonight on the news. But
The Graffin Reed, that's a unique name because I knew
Yeah.
somebody in Louisiana named the Graffin
Really?
Reed.
Wow.
What if they have to be
maybe
all in the same
have to
family.
be related.
Could
There's,
be.
there's not many
Little
scoffs
bone
here.
graphery.
Yeah. So I think that's funny. Like, who's the Jimmy Kimmel always says, sorry, we couldn't have Matt Damon on
I remember
tonight.
that
He's always mentioning
ran
that.
for a bit.
All right. So you're talking about weather and your love for weather, and you've covered a lot of weather. And I'm imagining this is one of the devastating hurricanes.
Yeah,
here.
when I was working in Oklahoma City, all
Mhm.
things weather, they're just viewers there are just completely fascinated by it. They sent us to Katrina,
Mm-hmm.
so that's us actually floating. That was right off I-10 near Xavier University.
Wow.
That's where the water hit the interstate. And we put the boats in the water and we floated, and it was
That's incredible.
I
Now-
still can hear the sound of the National Guard choppers right above our heads. Just
Wow.
they
I covered Katrina too. I
They
was
would-
down there as well.
we staged out of Baton Rouge, so that
Uh-huh.
that day that was just a day trip. We went in, we covered as much ground as we could, and got out. It just wasn't safe.
So our news director wanted me to go to Slidell with the live truck. I was like, if we go there, I don't think we're going to be alive. So we stayed in
There
New
were
Orleans.
Shot
We-
that crew that we were out
Yeah.
with right there. The very next day, they called me and said they were shot at. These
Golly.
boaters that I knew from like another part of
Shot
Louisiana.
oh
Yeah,
my
there were people on
goodness.
rooftops shooting.
Yeah.
You have to go back and
That's
watch
just
some documentaries because it got violent.
it got crazy.
It got
I
man.
know it got
crazy.
Katrina
violence
got
in the
nuts.
Mercedes-Benz
Yeah,
Superdome.
yeah,
Heard
that
a
as
book
well.
about that.
It was a wild event.
and that gentleman there in that boat.
go
one,
back one. Yeah.
Assistant news director at our sister station in Little Rock,
How about that?
KRK.
Yeah. Wow.
Intravenous.
Cool. Here's some more pictures.
Hurricane Harvey, that was in Port Arthur, Texas.
You know all about that. That's for
we
sure.
were in the thick of that.
And then here's some more baseball. Tell
Hey,
us this
I tell
one.
you, this is I got to play a number of years. It's the Mark Harmon Celebrity Classic. It was a huge fundraiser in Oklahoma City, so we got to play right there. I was like, you know when the Globetrotters always play the Washington Generals, the team that never wins.
Yeah.
I was on the team that never wins.
Never wins.
Playing like Rick Sutcliffe, Mark Harmon, and Wally Joyner, if you remember him with the California Angels back in the
Yeah.
day. I did hit a home run off Sutcliffe though.
You know,
Nice.
the All-Star softball game that I watched with, the All-Star weekend, Bobby Bones was the MVP. It was Bobby Bones is a radio personality here
Heard that.
in Arkansas. He's from Arkansas, but
Okay.
he's national. He has Bobby Bones show, which is country. And he he represented, man. He represented the
Another
natural
man.
state. So he hit a home run, he hit a triple, he was a pitcher. I mean, the other pitcher was just horrendous. It was interesting to watch. I'm trying to remember her name, but
I missed
yeah,
the game.
it was bad. Anyways, hey,
Check it
there's
out.
Patty and the
That
Eiffel Tower.
That was part of our football player we told you about
Yeah.
from Southern Arkansas. He and his girlfriend, now fiance, came with us on that trip, amazing trip. And he surprised. This was a complete surprise. They're right in the shadows of the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah.
like part of the opening ceremonies that you just
Yeah.
watched on KNWA took place between where we're standing and the Eiffel Tower.
And you
So we
can
were right
see
there.
it kind of in, we got a full screen. You
They
can
were-
see
They
behind
were
the scenes.
building
They're
the
building the
scaffolding,
stands.
the bleachers,
Yeah.
all that right there behind us.
Yeah, when we went there a couple of years ago, there was nothing there yet. But they were talking about the Olympics. They had the construction for it, all the walls, because when you walk out of one of the, the famous art museums in the Louvre, or the Louvre, as they say,
We went there and
Um,
that place was packed.
it is huge.
It was packed.
There's Paris at night, and what an incredible scene. And then speaking of the Olympics,
That's my new
Now,
Facebook pal.
you know what's really interesting?
Anybody recognize her?
Oh, I do. I had the biggest crush on her when she was in 1994 gold medal Olympic skater. That is Oksana Bayu.
And we connected on Facebook.
How did that? We don't have time for that because we have to do some stuff. I know you got to get ready for the newscast, but
newscast 30 minutes.
truth be told, my wife knows this. Like when I was younger and I was in high school, I was in love with her. She was amazing. She was just, I love the way she handled herself. West Side Story is the music that she skated to.
She was skating
Um,
back in the day when people were
yeah.
showing up with crowbars to
Yeah.
the ice rink. Remember that?
Well, that
Tanya Harding
that
and
happened too. Nancy
Kerrigan.
Kerrigan. that
She
that
steered
happened
way
too.
away from that.
But she got the
nonsense.
gold medal,
She did.
and that was absolutely incredible. And that is cool. That I got to learn more about that
She's
because
I'll
we-
have to tell you how that whole
we
friendship
actually stayed for her
launched.
bus just to get a glimpse of her before she left exhibition ice skating event.
and now she
So,
lives in Shreveport, Louisiana.
that is so
That was
wild.
the most bizarre.
That is so cool.
And that's the Paris police.
And finally, one more, the Paris
France
police.
just hanging out with
All
her.
right. So we do have a couple of questions. We've got just a couple minutes here. We'll do another live at another time. And I know that, time is limited, but hey, here's a question from Nikita.
Yes.
Because Nikita has two dogs, Chip and Riley, that are absolutely adorable. Do you have any pets?
Yes, large dogs. I have one dog's named Blue. He's a Great Dane.
Oh, my goodness.
Catahoula.
Nice.
And the other one is Nova. She is a Cane Corso horse. Or
Wow.
Something. I don't know what she's.
Wow.
But,
Big dogs.
had to have a fence put in the backyard. The
Yeah.
house that we just bought here, so they can. Going to get them this weekend.
Did they do it already? They put up the fence?
They get the fence is up.
That
looks
guy
great.
is awesome,
He is
isn't he?
awesome. His
Precision fencing,
fencing is
Eric. Yeah.
Knocked it out of the park.
Eric Garcia is amazing.
I'm headed to Louisiana to get them this weekend. Be back on Sunday and let them go after it.
It's a whirlwind, man. It is
Big
absolute
dog guy,
whirlwind.
and Blue came from the shelter, so I'm big kind of shelter guy. When I can find one to help out, and that's where Blue came from. Our dog I had before him, he came from a shelter in Oklahoma City or Edmond, Oklahoma. So
That is so cool. How about you, Peyton or Zach? You got any questions at all? Can you think of
Well,
anything?
you said you're a big baseball guy. You got to let everyone know who your favorite team is.
Oh yeah,
he already knows the answer.
You can
That's
go to
why he's
bat for
asking.
me.
yeah.
How about them Astros?
How about them Astros?
About them
Oh,
Astros.
yeah.
I grew up Red Sox and Astros because Astros were I'm from DeRidder, Louisiana. So
Mhm.
regionally, we could go to Houston, see a game in the Astrodome, mind you, and back in the real day. But you'd always watch them, or I'd get the Cubs on WGN. So I love the Red Sox, but only because I don't like the Yankees. I'm not a Yankee fan.
Yeah, I hate
I'm
the
a big
Yeah.
Yankees fan.
Oh,
actually.
well, not a big
Of
Yankees
course
fan.
you are. That's awesome. Now, what about Razorbacks? How's your Razorback history? Do you know a lot about the Razorbacks?
Well, Matt Stovall, baseball player,
Okay.
just drafted by the Reds. He's really good friends with our oldest, Gavin. He's
really?
actually supposed to be in Gavin's wedding coming up here and around the corner down the road. So outside of that, not a whole lot.
Have you ever called the Hogs before? We're not going to make you do
No,
it, but we're going
but I'm
to
not
teach
against
you.
it.
Yeah, we're going
I'm
to
not
teach you.
against it.
So it's definitely a tradition. University of Arkansas, it's what they're known for, and it's awesome because when you got 70, 80,000 people that are doing it in the stadium, it's really cool. We're wrapping it up, guys. So, yep, you guys could do your bookends. All right. Well, hey, Doug,
Appreciate it.
welcome so much,
Thanks a
man. You're going to learn more about him as we go throughout the coming days. Make sure you tune in. KNWA 5, 6, and after the opening ceremonies.
All right, well, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks.
You got a question, Josh, for Doug? We're still live.
On the spot.
On the spot, baby.
Yeah, why are you putting me on the spot, Dan?
That's your question?
That's
No,
what we
my
do.
question.
That's my question to you.
All
Dan.
right.
Why are you putting me on the spot?
Do you believe in ghosts?
I don't have all that. We had this conversation. I've done ghost hunting stories before.
Yeah,
So we,
yeah. Hey, look at this. Josh Marshall say, yo, excited to work with you, Doug. I know that guy. I know that guy. That's pretty cool.
Josh.
Pretty cool.
I heard that guy's kind of a loser.
No. But he is pacing back and forth because we do have to record some.
Yeah, we've got.
Yeah, so we got a lot of work to do. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank all of you.
Tell people
Yeah.
to share this so they can learn more about the face of KNWA. Now,
The newest face.
Yeah.
This guy
No.
right here.
this
Right
is,
here.
That is this guy.
this is an old,
All right.
weathered man.
I'm heading to work.
All
Heading to
right.
work. Do more work.
We'll see you. Take
see
care.
ya.
Thanks for watching, guys.